So now the third step is what I like to think of as a very practical step, which is to create what I call a confidence card. Create a confidence card. And what I mean by a confidence card is essentially an outline of your VIP day. This was inspired by, I worked in the media in the corporate world for 15 years here in Seattle. And when I was on a sales team, advertising sales team, whenever we'd create a new offer that we'd all be offering our advertisers, we'd always say in a meeting, like, okay, somebody create the one sheet on this, right? And so what I'm saying, okay, I'll create it, like it was a sponsorship or whatever it was. And so as an entrepreneur, I evolved that into what I call a confidence card. So essentially, we're creating an outline of your VIP day. This will help with messaging. This will help with articulating the value of your VIP day. It will also include the deliverables of it and the price point of it. So I love having this confidence card as a cheat sheet that I use behind the scenes for my ideal clients. I'll share with you my screen in just a few minutes so you can see an example of it. But I have some priming questions for you to really start thinking about, okay? So first, I'd love to know if you're either going to start or continue offering VIP days. Do you prefer to offer them virtually or in person? Okay. My second question is, for those of you who put in person or both, do you want to do them locally or destination? Like I said, I've done them here locally, here in my home in Seattle. Usually it's nicer out in this situation we got going on. So either locally, close to where you live, or destination. Like I said, I've done them in Hawaii, Sedona, Miami, LA. And then if you think about this year, how many would you like to sell? Maybe you just want to do a few. Maybe you want to do one a month, maybe 4. How many would you like to do? Yeah, I'm seeing somebody put some cool destinations, or even you live in a beautiful location. So it's really fun too. Okay. And now think about the number that you said earlier of how much you want to charge. And let's do some basic math. If you sold 10 of them at 5,000, let's do the math and put in the chat, how much additional revenue will you generate if you fill all of these spots? All right, so just take a moment and think about it. Like, who's excited about this? I'm excited about seeing your numbers. That's super awesome. So not only are you making a big impact for these individuals, these VIP clients, but you're also giving yourself a bump in your business in a really fun way. Really fun way. Okay. My next question for you is, and there's no right or wrong answer, is are you offering a VIP day with a specific outcome or a customized theme? Here's what I mean by that. As I mentioned, I've invested in VIP days, and my favorite example of a specific outcome VIP day that I invested in was when I knew, this was back in 2017, I knew I was going to be speaking on a stage in front of a large audience, over 700, 800 entrepreneurs, and I wanted to take my speaking to the next level. And so I was referred to the amazing Pat Quinn. He's an exceptional speaking coach, presentation coach. And I invested at the time, I'm sure he charges more now, but at the time it was a $10,000 VIP day. It was super stretchy for me at the time, but I knew I wanted access to this to help me design my next level signature talk. So that is what he is known for, signature talk, right? So I knew that I was going to him for this very specific outcome. Now, when I offer VIP days, it's more like a customized theme. Either way, it's personalized and customized. Obviously, it's VIP. But with a customized theme, oftentimes there'll be an element of messaging, an element of planning, and really gaining clarity and confidence in what my clients are doing, right? So it's a little bit more, it's not quite as clean, not that it's a bad thing, as a specific outcome, but it works for me. So if you just put in the chat, specific outcome or customized, okay? Again, there's no right or wrong. Sonia, so those were my examples. So Pat Quinn offers VIP days where it's like, what we're going to do is design your signature talk, whether it was with me or a different client. And then for my clients, I customize it to them, meaning I remember having a client where all they wanted to do was go through their entire webinar slide by slide and have me help them to incorporate more storytelling, to have a better flow to it so it didn't feel so rigid. So we spent the entire day on that. I also recently had another client that was pretty established, but she wanted to show me all the different things she had going on with her offers and her funnels. And she's like, I just feel like it's a hot mess right now and I want to clean it up. So we cleaned it up. Okay.
And I have a question too. On the customized VIP day, how do you balance customizing the day and like being able to give them like what they need, not necessarily always like what they want? And how do you find like that balance?
That's a great question. I love this, Katie. I find out specifically what they want their outcome to be. And then in my experience, they just trust me to help them to get to that outcome. So when I find out what they want as an outcome, what their vision is, what they're struggling with, then I kind of go back to this exercise of like, okay, what are they saying their pain points are? And then what are the solutions I recommend? And then I tell them, based on what you shared, here's what I recommend. Right. And oh, you're muted. Yep.
So you're focusing on the pain points when they're coming to you and you're customizing something based off their pain points, not based off of the outcomes that they.
And the vision, like this is just one piece of it. I always want to know like what their vision is, what their challenges are, and what specifically would they like to get out of, like once I've enrolled them into the VIP day, like what specifically would they like to get out of the VIP day? Like what are they wanting? So, and here's what's interesting, Katie, is that so often I hear the same thing with my clients. Like they have a lot going on and they're feeling overwhelmed. So it's funny how I think everyone here, as you do more of them, you'll start to notice a golden thread of like, wow, even though these are all independent people and these are individual conversations, they all have it's kind of a similar, right? So in my case, there's overwhelm, there's confusion, there's lack of clarity. It might be specific to what they're up to, but there's still that golden thread of I just feel like I'm all over the place. I feel like I just need someone to look at all my stuff and so start to notice that theme. But if they're struggling with something and they have a vision, then if they're coming to you or you're connecting with them and they're seeing you as the expert, in my experience, they're trusting that you're going to help them get to the other side, right? And if someone's super attached to how they're doing it, I would always say to them, hey, if what you're doing is working, then keep doing it. If it's not working, let it go and let me coach you through this. Let me help you. And they're like, okay. Cool.
Cool. Super helpful.
Yeah, thank you.